Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to FTB, baby.
Welcome.
Episode 9.
The last of the singular digits.
Our baby is growing. She's growing up. We are so proud of her. We love her. We adore her.
Yes, we love you,
cherish
FTB.
her.
And our family. FTB fam.
FTB fam.
Yeah. We've recently been reflecting on the pod and all the love we've gotten from it, and it's just so, I don't know, it's just so beautiful.
We've been talking about how cool it is that we had an idea. And it's like we grabbed it from our brains and was like into real life. And that's such a cool feeling to grab something from your mind and literally manifest it in real life. Like literally bring it out of your head into real life and forcing other people to see it.
Well, we're not forcing. I mean, you guys
All
are
of
clicking on your own.
forced to listen to our
accord.
voices.
But yeah, so cool because like having that one conversation being like, oh, like, would you ever start a podcast with me? Or however you said it.
Yeah. I was trying to make it like not so serious, but
And I was like, fuck yeah. I would love to do that. Oh, like the amount of thoughts I have going on in my head that I'm like, people should hear this,
yeah.
is crazy. But yeah, we did it. And we're doing
Bit
it.
by a spider, dude.
A spider.
You see?
A spider.
Yeah, I think so because it hurts. It's not itchy.
Yikes. Yeah, right now we're out in leech territory.
So our little tootsies are on the chair.
Yeah, no feet down on the grass, please.
But yeah, welcome back to FTB.
Yeah, so it's been nice going down to fortnightly, I think, because now we have more time to breathe and not have as many breakdowns.
There has been less breakdowns, but I do miss uploading weekly.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
occasional
We'll get there
weeks we
again.
did that.
Yeah, we'll get there when like mentally and physically we can.
Yeah.
But for now, I like this.
We're going to be bringing in a lot more interview-styled podcasts
Yeah, we're
very,
planning-
very, very soon.
Yeah, we're gonna get a couple more mics. Got some
But-
things cooking in the oven.
Got a bun in the oven. I'm joking, I wish. Tie me down.
Oh, fun.
But we're going to stop beating around the bush.
We know you all have been waiting.
Alexus, when I saw her ex-girlfriend.
I did. And if you're listening to this, ex-girlfriend, hi.
Please like and subscribe.
Yeah, don't be like anonymous. Don't be a...
I heard you're shorter than me, so I'm not scared. Sorry, that was my ego. It came out.
Anyways, this podcast about healthy relationships.
Let's continue.
Yeah. So last ep, it was actually the morning of...
I'm gonna fucking regret
You're
saying
so
that.
funny. I doubt she listens.
No one fucking go tell her.
Oh, shit.
No, I'm sorry. I'm in a healthy relationship, but I'm also funny, and it's sometimes like.
No, that's fine. That was funny. I like that.
Anyway, go baby, please.
Yeah, so
Take the
last
stage.
episode, we were filming on the morning that I was actually going to go hang out with her. So if we just rewind a bit and I go back to that day.
By the way, before this, like when we were like talking about her hanging out with ex, we kept this so quiet because everyone around us would have thought we were crazy.
And they do. They still do.
Found out, and they definitely do.
Yeah. So I might bring that up again later. But yeah, so I get in the car. I'm driving to see her. We're meeting in for hot chips. That's such like a
I wouldn't
typical...
give away your location, but
Alright, we're meeting in a secret location for hot chips. And like there was definitely a part of me like, what the fuck are you doing? And then I park and then I'm walking and I don't know where she is. So I actually had to call her and be like, where are you? And then I remember seeing her and then I was like, fuck, alright, we're doing this. I've committed to this.
wow, I got a few lead up questions, baby.
Okay.
Did you look hot?
You know I did. Maybe you know I did. Of course, I'm not going to go see my ex-girlfriend and not look hot.
Fair enough.
I'm not going to not look hot anywhere I am. Yeah. And then, yeah, so I was walking up and I was like...
Wait, no, I actually have another one.
Okay, let's go.
Did you have any fears going into it? Did you have like Any expectations, any doubts, any worries, any all along those lines?
I didn't have any expectations. I was very open-minded because I didn't know what was even going to happen, what we're going to talk about, what might come up. So I'm always very open-minded going into any situation, really, especially ones that are like unfamiliar. So no expectations. I definitely had some anxieties come up before I left the house. No, I actually felt fine. As soon as I was in the car, then I started to like have my heart race and have all these thoughts in my head like, oh shit, like what if I see her and then, all these old feelings come up for her and I realize I'm in love with her and, what if I get there and because our relationship was pretty toxic, was very toxic, what if I have like a lot of anxiety while I'm around her because my body doesn't feel safe or something like that. So I definitely had thoughts, but I was trying to just, be the witness and let them flow, not grab a hold of them. So then, yeah, I called her. I was a little bit nervous talking to her on the phone. Put my phone down, saw her, and then it was like so annoying because we had to like walk up to each other from like 50 meters away.
I hate that. I hate that.
It was just like the worst. And I was like, oh, okay, like I'm looking at the ground. Oh, should I look up at her? No, just keep looking at the ground. She's like, oh, hi. And then like an awkward hug. and it was just so weird at first. Like within the first 5 minutes, I was like, is this weird for you? Because this is weird
I
for
like
me.
that. I like being straight up.
Yeah, and I'm so honest and transparent about how I'm feeling. So I was just like, this is weird. And yeah, she said it was weird for her too. It was nice that at first we were like walking to go get food because I feel like just sitting there I would have been like, what do I do with my hands? Like, am I crossing my legs? Like, are you looking directly at me? What? So yeah. And then within like the maybe 2 hours, do you think? Hour and a half, 2 hours, yeah.
Maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah. So like I said, no expectations. And then of course, like one of the first things that she brought up was, some abuse that had happened in our relationship. And, we spoke about it and she took accountability and it was clear that she was very sorry. And so it was nice to like actually address the serious shit first that I didn't even expect her to bring up. Like never. We actually never spoke about it during our relationship. So I never thought we were going to speak about it after our relationship. So it was actually nice to speak about that. And then it was more like catching up with an old friend, it felt. Like we kind of just like spoke about like our lives a bit and what's happened within the past couple of years since we broke up. And it was nice as well. Like I don't know, I didn't feel super uncomfortable or anxious or anything. It was just really nice. Any questions?
I'm just curious what you like what you got out of it. Like,
yeah, well, firstly, I like coming out of that and, being in a position where I could have potentially fallen back into, I don't know, old feelings or a comfortable space and have, I don't know, maybe like resorted back to old habits or something in that moment. It coming out of that and not doing that, it felt nice. So coming out of that and not having fallen on old habits and, just having like a strong sense of self in where I am now was really nice because I don't know, I feel like when I saw her last, which was like probably 2 years ago, I was completely different. Like my life was so different. I was so different. And especially emotionally, like I'm a lot stronger now. I don't want to say I was like weak, but I definitely, like the last time I saw her, like I wanted to get with her and I wanted to not be with her, but I wanted to like have that intimate relationship with her. And I also wanted to show her that I was like better now that, we'd broken up and I don't know. I just wanted to be like, yeah, I just wanted to be so cool.
Let's hit the bedroom.
Yeah, literally because and like I've talked about this on the podcast, because I'd only ever slept with her like as a woman while we were dating, and then for us to break up and me go explore, like I felt like I was so much better now that I'd had like heaps of experience.
No, please let me show you this experience.
And I was like, sleep with me, like let me show you what I can do now. So it was that was like, yeah, a couple of years ago when I saw her. But now going into this, I don't know, it's just like it was just bizarre to be in such a different place. And I also walked out just feeling such overwhelming amounts of gratitude for where I am now, because like the life I have now is the life I dreamt of back then. You know, I always wanted to be where I am. So I just felt like so full of love for you and for my life and everyone around me, because, you know, that's all I ever wanted.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah, so it was just really, really nice to, you know, to go see someone who I used to be in love with, who I still hold love for, but I used to, you know, be in a serious relationship with, and to see them and to walk out of there feeling so good and so strong in who I am, and, you know, not wanting to fall back into her arms. Which I think can easily happen, especially when you've had an intimate relationship with someone before.
That was like one of my biggest fears, but I like fell back onto two things. One, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Like, I can't stop that. And two, my girlfriend really loves me, and I'm pretty damn secure with this woman. Like, you mean? So I kept falling back onto that. But as the person who is witnessing their girlfriend go meet up with their ex-girlfriend, it was a roller coaster and a half.
Yeah,
it was pretty good.
Share.
Honestly, it was pretty smooth. There was maybe one bit of a drop, but other than that, like, and I'm only sharing my experiences so other people don't feel a little bit loopy if they try this, because I feel like when you're put in that situation, it's a test, first of all. And you really have to, I always talk about the toolbox, and bring out your toolbox and really start talking back to yourself, because it's like your mind starts bringing in old thoughts and patterns and insecurities, and it's really coming back because you've been really put to the test.
Yeah.
And so I just kept trying to like fight back and show it proof, and really just at the start I just tried to ignore it, but then it got to the point where I was like, I'm fighting back. And then it got to the point where because it'd been longer than what Alexus said though she was gonna go for.
Yeah, the 1 hour.
Yeah, which, hint, don't ever put a time limit on something. Not in a bad way. I just think, even for myself, I do.
Yeah, but then like you're holding someone to that time limit, and
Yeah.
if they don't come back within that 1 hour, then you're
paranoid.
like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
you said
yeah.
1 hour. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was me for a little bit. But then I actually kind of had a breakthrough where I started playing music. I started dancing it out. And I had mirrors, like massive, like floor to ceiling mirrors. And for the first time, I don't really like, I struggled to look at myself eye contact and really like look at me. So I don't even know if I told you this.
No, you didn't. What?
So I played music. And I played music that I would sing to myself. And it because I'm literally looking in the mirror and like deaf staring this girl, like all I didn't break my eye contact anyway, but me. And I felt like at the start felt really uncomfortable because I'm not good with eye contact with myself. But I was singing these songs like really loud and really passionately, and I was dancing and like moving. And I had this breakthrough. I was like I got me. And then I just started saying that. I just like started like, I was like, I got me.
I
like,
love
I
that.
got me. Like, if something were to go wrong, it's okay, because I actually am strong enough, and I got me. And so I kind of had that like breakthrough, and also just staring at myself. I've never done that before.
Yeah, that's such a huge achievement for you. I'm so proud.
I didn't tell you that, but yeah.
No, that's such a beautiful thing. I love that.
I'm so glad that I got her too right now, but
Yeah, of course.
But-
But you got to have you.
Yeah, because at the thing,
You
I
got-
was so
you got you.
scared and that I was going to lose her. That's what it kind of went down to when it'd been over 2 hours and then some other things came up and I was like, oh, like there's a potential I could lose her right now. And then I felt like a little bit loopy for a second. And then I was like, hang on. Like, we're not doing that again. You mean like if the whole world was to fall beneath me and everyone that I love around me is going to leave me? Like, I don't want that to happen. I can't express how much I don't want that to happen. I'm not going to choose that to happen. But if
if
that
it
does
did-
happen, I am strong enough to hold myself up. And that's what, it's really cool because I don't think I've ever really been strong enough to hold myself
That's
up.
beautiful.
And that test made me realize that I can hold myself up.
Yeah, amazing. So I love that, like, throughout this whole experience, not only because it really did test us, you know, me going and hang out with my ex-girlfriend really tested us. So,
By the way, we allowed this test.
yeah,
You mean like everything was like, it was not like unexpected. We kind of put the test upon ourselves.
yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, it was nice to be able to come out of this experience feeling super strong within our relationship
Mm-hmm.
and knowing that we got each other regardless of whatever external things are going on.
Yep.
And, you know, that you can remind yourself and come back to that place that, you know, it's all love here.
Yeah.
But then also for you to come out of that with, you know, that sense of security within yourself
yeah.
is beautiful. And I love those mirror moments because I have a lot of those when I'm like, especially like if I'm out somewhere and I'm not feeling the best or I don't really want to be there, like or I'm just sad or something, I always go to the bathroom and I look myself in the mirror and I'm like, you fucking got this. Like you can do this. You're so strong. So I know the feeling.
It's really cool that we, out of this experience of you just going to see your ex and just reconnecting with her because you hadn't been connected with her, healing came out on your side, but healing also came out on my side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
And what a
we both
beautiful
worked
thing.
through, you worked through so much with her, just speaking about all that stuff. And I worked through so much of my like old mind and my like kind of like conditioned mind. Like with being possessive and jealous and toxic, like it challenged that even more.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my goal. I've realized in my relationship is to have no possessiveness or control over Alexus.
Yeah.
That's why I'm up to all this.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like so up for it all, because I don't ever want to feel like I own this girl or I control this girl. Like there is nothing in me that wants that. I do not want to feel like that whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I'm fighting to get out of that conditioned mind where we own each other because we are in a relationship with each other. That's not how I see relationships whatsoever. And I'm really trying to break that for my family. Because that was a really bad thing in my family. Like
I
they're
think-
all possessive.
Yeah. Super possessive in your family. My family too. But it's like most relationships I've came across are like that, where even for me, like previously, like you feel like you have a right over this person. Like you actually like, yeah, like they are their own individual person and you don't own them. So I think coming to that realization was one of the biggest like mind
And
blowing
totally.
things.
And but there's also the difference between, because you come to the realization, right? And you think in that realization that you can just break it. And then you realize, oh my God, like I literally have to train and undo all the conditioning and all the learning and all the like watching and witnessing. It's not like one moment.
No,
and
it's
over.
so hard.
It's so hard and it's so much effort and so much work.
Yeah.
But I really am proud of us and where we're going to and where we're at.
Yeah,
I'm
me
really
too.
grateful for. But yeah, that was the ex experience.
Yeah, and I mean, everyone around us thinks we're fucking crazy.
Everyone. Don't get me wrong. Some moments I'm
Yeah.
like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
That's when I'm feeling jealous and insecure though.
But that's what your conditioned mind is like when that's what's coming into play when it's telling you you're doing the wrong
and if you're
thing.
gonna fucking leave me, dude, you're gonna leave me. Like, it's gonna happen.
exactly.
So, and I prefer that to show itself. I don't want you hiding that. Like, I am convinced she wants my girl though, but we talked. There is a thing that did come up after that we discussed in the worry where I came in, where because I did have worries and I don't want it to be like, I never want to be like, we're so good at this. Like, we did have worries and I did have jealousy and I did have moments where I was like, I just need to go to bed and I just need to process. I just need to do my own thing. Just give me a moment. Like, my walls are starting. I can feel my walls being thrown up because I'm trying to protect myself because I'm a bit worried. So I definitely had moments like that. And that's my only worry came in is like, if old things start coming up, you might fall into your old like patterns. You mean? So if she's starting to rely on you on some sort of thing, or you create a friendship that's similar to, obviously, because you kind of went into friends by the end of your relationship.
Yeah, definitely.
You're going to fall back into old habits or patterns. And I was like, oh, I don't want to go through that. But then I was like, oh, I can't really control that.
Yeah.
You mean? Like,
yeah. And I have a really bad habit of, well, I used to have a really bad habit of like pleasing my partner. So I would sacrifice the things that I want to do or not communicate the things that I want to do because it might upset them or it might make them uncomfortable. But, it's not up to you. It's not up to me to
cater for your feelings.
Exactly. Wow, couldn't have said it better myself. So we're kind of both juggling through that.
Yeah, and I always check in. I'm like, I do not want my feelings or my thoughts or my opinions to affect yours. Like, would you agree that I always say that?
Yeah, you do. Totally.
Always.
Which is great.
And Alexus said the other thing when we're having an intense conversation about something else. She also said, like, which I think is really good if you're nervous to bring up a conversation to your partner. And you're like, I'm actually really anxious. Normally I wouldn't bring this up because like I want to please you, but this upset me or this blah blah blah. Like, I thought that, and I remember looking out the window and thinking, wow, the growth, because Alexus would never have brought any of that up at the start of our relationship.
You felt that?
Yeah, like I remember like smiling a little bit like, like that was so sick that she was able to bring that up.
Yeah. That's cool. I love that. Yeah, I was really proud of myself too. And yeah, even though I did say, I'm really anxious to say this, but then I proceeded to say it anyways.
Yeah.
Oof. That's growth.
The one thing I didn't see coming, or maybe I did, and that's why we didn't really bring it up at the start to other people, is that people have opinions.
Yeah, they do.
And they don't think it's good to see your ex while you're in a relationship with someone else.
Which, like, I get why
Kind
they
of.
think that, because that's, jealousy is such a normal thing in today's relationships that to everyone it's fucking bizarre that, like, I would go and meet up with my ex-girlfriend while I have a new girlfriend.
Some people came from the perspective of, why would you want to bring that back into your life? But, and everyone's going to have different opinions no matter what. No matter if this podcast and we speak about everyone's opinions and we speak about our own. I hope you get some sort of insight. But, like, we're not going to change the fucking world. Hopefully we will. But, like the butterfly effect or something. But, fuck, I lost my train of thought. Fuck.
That.
But yeah, we did run into a lot of different opinions.
Yeah. So it was kind of like...
I remembered.
Oh, there we go.
To me, it is. Like, I was fucked up. Like, I was toxic. And so it's been kind of somewhat beautiful to watch her ex-girlfriend come in and take accountability and apologize, because like and I know I gave a round of applause in the last episode, but I actually mean it. Like, round of a fucking applause. Like, we love seeing growth and we love seeing healing, and we love accountability. Like, that is so sick. I think that's the coolest thing in the world. So, like, I'm not saying if you don't want to have someone in your life, understandable. You don't have to let them back in your life. But if you're Alexus or if you're me, we kind of somewhat like to support people or show love to the people that we loved when they are being better. Obviously, if she showed signs of not being better, we wouldn't be here having that conversation. It would be completely different, as in Alexus walked away and, you know.
Yeah. Like if she came in here and, I don't know, she was...
Not what she was.
not what she was. If she was like making comments that were really...
Inappropriate.
inappropriate, or I could see that there were still patterns of unhealthiness, I would not be like inviting someone like that back into my life at all. And a lot of people have different views. Like you said before, like why would you want to bring that back into your life? Because someone did say that.
Yeah. Multiple, actually.
Yeah. So for me, and the way I see it, and I think I kind of mentioned this in the last episode, is how for me, like I see it as if, you know, I've had love for someone at any point through my life and a deep connection with someone, you know, a part of me is probably still going to have some love for them. And, you know, if they're here and they have good intentions, then I don't see the problem in that.
Yeah. So that was like the one thing I guess I was also fighting my mind with, is when other people start having opinions and I'm like, hang on, wait. Is that like wrong? Is that weird? And then I'll be like, no, hang on. Like the type of relationship I'm in is nothing like the type of relationship you have.
Yeah, exactly.
And I actually don't want that relationship. So that doesn't apply to me. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't benefit me in where I am and in what relationship I'm in. So
yeah.
But sometimes you can feel the pressure and the weight of the world's opinions on you, and sometimes you can really feel forced to think that way.
Do you feel like that?
No, but I can have moments of doubt of my own. I definitely never ever like fall onto them.
Yeah.
But you can sometimes have that doubt for sure.
Totally.
What's come up for me, I notice, is I'm a little jealous because in a way, I'm your ex-girlfriend in this situation. Like in this situation, as in if me and my ex, you're the ex. I'm your ex. What?
Wait.
Like I'm your ex-girlfriend in that situation. And if you were... You know what I mean? Kind of.
You lost me there.
I'm and you.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm me you in that situation where you
Mm-hmm.
I'm your.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I realized I got a little bit jealous because your ex-girlfriend got the opportunity to talk to you and I didn't get the opportunity to talk to my ex.
So you kind of want what we got.
Yeah, you got this beautiful like ending and closure to your toxic relationship that fucked you both up. And I was like, damn. That's what I wanted. Because you know what I mean? I'm on the same page with you and how you feel about your ex.
Yeah.
It's how I feel about my ex.
It's hard though.
But then I'm like, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Like your ex came back at a time where it was right.
And I didn't need it. I didn't want it. It wasn't something I was reaching for.
I need to let it go.
That's it.
I know. And I'm starting to become aware of that. I was like, Emma, you just got to let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah.
She might come knocking. Yeah, I can understand like that. But yeah, there's a lot of pressure and a lot of people have other opinions. And that definitely relates to not just the ex thing, but to a lot that we do. So we're both kind of like the outcasts.
But in a way, you know, so we got all this criticism for the ex thing, but then we also keep running into this thing that we notice people saying all the fucking time. All the time we cop this is, oh, I want a relationship like you guys. Yeah. Oh, I want to be in a relationship like you guys. I just said that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
but we run
really
into that
often. People say that.
so often. And I was talking to Alexus and I was like, it's so nice to hear that. But I don't know how to get across to them that it's also really hard.
Yeah, it's not like we just woke up one day and we're like, woohoo, like things are good, like,
Yeah.
you know, we're healing and everything's great.
Yeah.
It ain't like that. I mean, it's great.
And I also want it, like, I think the main point of that is you want the type of relationship we have where we both put in the effort and work with someone who is not willing to put in that work.
Yes, listen here. When we say you cannot change the person you're with to be this, you know, this beautiful person on this healing journey if they don't want to be.
No, they got to do it on their, like, they got to start on their own. So this is when the first thing of wanting a relationship like this comes in, where it's like you actually got to pick the right person. You got to choose. You got to stop dating those motherfuckers that are fucking up your life and that are so toxic and won't let you wear something or won't let you go out with your friends. That's where it fucking starts. That's it.
Yeah.
You got to pick the right person. You got to see the green flags.
No red flags.
No red
Especially
flags.
not in the early,
Orange flags is
early
all right.
months.
Red flags, absolutely not. Send them on their way. You need the green flags. For when I met Alexus, I didn't like swipe right on Tinder. I'm like, I'm gonna marry this girl.
That was
I
me,
was sussing her out. Does she have the potential of what I'm looking for? And that is someone who is willing to heal. You don't have to get someone that's fully healed, but that is on their not maybe on their healing journey, but is
open-minded.
Yeah, open-minded. Willing to take accountability, willing to put in work in the relationship. Like, you got to look at the flags you want in your relationship. And then that's when it comes to, I guess, the first thing you got to know is what type of relationship you want.
Yeah,
If you're going off what we want, that's what I was looking for. Like, is she willing to take accountability? Is she working on herself? Is she working on herself? Is she working on healing her traumas and family inherited trauma? Is she working on those things? Does she want... Yeah, like, mine is she open-minded? Is, like, all the doors are potential open? You know what I mean? Like, because I want to have opportunities of whatever comes up in my life. But I also want to be with someone for the rest of my life. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want a solid person for the rest of my life, but I never want a door closed.
Wow, you just explained that so well. Like, we have so many conversations about this, but you just fucking nailed that.
Thank you. Do you want me?
What she said.
But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to, like, throw out to you, is that you can't want this relationship with the motherfucker who's not willing to put in the work, who is blaming you for all the bad things in your relationship.
Yeah, he keeps not showing up for you.
Yeah, you don't show up. You don't show up for this relationship. This ain't a relationship anymore.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah, it's definitely two-sided. Like, you can't just be, you know, you could be totally switched on and open-minded and ready for this journey, but if they're not, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Like, and so that's what my advice would be, because we cop it all the time, and I fucking love it. What a compliment. How amazing to have cultivated a relationship that people seem like, oh.
But can I also just say, I mean, I'm not sure if everyone's listening to the podcast, so they know the behind the scenes, but you have mentioned before how, you know, social media is just a highlight reel.
It is a highlight reel.
You can't just look at someone's page and be like, oh my God, like, I want their life.
Yeah.
It's never like that, right?
It's never like that.
Like, I mean, probably rarely. I'm sure some people are.
Yeah, and that's why we try to be extremely vulnerable on this podcast, is because we're actually trying to show that we do feel these things. But I think when people come to us and say that, I think I understand what they kind of mean.
Like the openness.
Yeah, maybe they don't even know that. Do you guys listen to the podcast?
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, you need to be willing to take accountability, because that shit's hard. In this relationship, I have learnt more about myself and more about the toxic patterns I hold in myself than I have with her. I have learnt, I'm like, when I get jealous, and do you know how many times I've been jealous and there's no logical reason for me to be jealous? And I'm like, whoa.
There's no gaps. There's in the story.
Yeah, like, whoa. And then also just learning, wow, I just fucking look for gaps. I just look for gaps on to see if you're failing.
If I'm lying to you
yeah,
somewhere.
if she's lying to me, if she's going behind my back, and I'm just like, I'm paranoid, and I'm like, fuck, I need to work on that. Like, I'm stressed out
No
that
gaps
she's
were
gonna do
found.
me wrong because I feel like in my whole life, like everyone's done me wrong. So now I'm subconsciously, automatically looking for the people in my life to do me wrong. But I only noticed that in a relationship with her. And instead of projecting that onto her and saying, you're lying to me, or doing that, I have to look inwards and be like, whoa. Because that's what we do in our relationships. So many relationships I see and witness is projections of their own insecurities and of their own pain and trauma. And so you got to be willing to step up to the plate and be like, fuck, like, I fucked up.
Yeah, totally. And it's so hard. So hard. Even just like knowing that you've done something maybe you shouldn't have, or said something maybe that was inconsiderate. Even coming back to that and being like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that, is fucking hard.
We can't say that more enough. We can't say that enough, but it's worth it.
Pushing through your ego and your stubbornness pays off. Wow, you just really like said that so beautifully that it's actually like mushed my brain. Yeah, so it's not as easy as it may look, but that's why we're here, putting in the work and also sharing our stories so people can see that it's like it's worth it, because it's so worth it. I do just want to say how sometimes I can't remember if I've said things already, like on this episode or a previous one, but I just want to say, like, jumping off of what we were just talking about, like, you know, two people putting in the work and realizing things and healing journeys. It's like, for you and I both, we did work on our own when we were single, and, you know, wanting to heal and trying to like dig deep within ourselves. But being in a relationship like this, it brings up so much. So yeah, those insecurities are going to come up, but it's nice because we were talking about this the other day, how we've, you know, each kind of insecurity that's popped up in a big way, it's really shown itself, like presented itself in a way that's either of us have really struggled with. We've seemed to move through it really well, and we don't seem to come back to those insecurities.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, and I've noticed in a relationship, another reason why I love a relationship is that it seems to excel the healing process.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, because so many things are coming up. And I guess every time something comes up, sometimes I'm like, fuck, not right now. Can we just
let's chill for a bit?
Park that? Hang on. It doesn't, you're not allowed to hang on, turns out. But I kind of just been trying to view it as an opportunity to grow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everything that comes up
Beautiful.
is just an opportunity to grow
Exactly.
and to better myself. And that's what I know I want to do. So let's use this opportunity while it's here.
Yeah. So for things to present themselves, say for example, like jealousy or feeling jealous about a certain thing, for that to present itself, and then, you know, for you to do your own work on that, but then for me to also be here and to help you and give you that security, like, it's just such a beautiful thing. Because there's, you know,
Well,
you're getting,
I kind of see as you put it there.
you
You showed me it.
I showed you the
Yeah.
reason
So if
to be
I'm
jealous.
if I'm feeling jealousy, you put it there. Not
Girl, what?
no, not like it's your fault, but you showed me it. You showed me something inside myself that I actually couldn't have seen without you. Without you
got you now.
bringing that up, not obviously intentionally.
I thought you meant like I did
it's
something
your
wrong
fucking
and
fault. Yeah, like, you went, so your fucking ex. No, but do you know what I mean? Like, you bring that up, and that's why I'm trying to say this healing thing.
Maybe I'm your mirror.
Yeah, and you keep fucking showing me things about myself, which I'm so grateful for.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and I'm actually living for this journey and everything we've been through. It's so good.
I was going to end it abruptly because I just feel like we just nailed that one on the.
Yeah, let's just And fuck that.
I love
Anyways,
you.
it's about to rain. I love you. Let's get inside.
And we
They probably cut it by now.
You guys.
Peace.
Peace.